What is up, Pokemon Go family? It is your boy, TheGoulGuy, back at you guys yet again with another video. And today we're going to be looking at a team that I've been using throughout Go Battle Week. I know it's late. The Go Battle Week is pretty much over now. I've been so busy with work, but I have been playing PvP in the background, and I've been using one specific team that I want to showcase for you guys here right now, actually. So as you can see from the thumbnail, I'm pretty sure I put that in there. We got a team consisted of Greninja, Annihilape, well, Shadow Annihilape, and as well we have Clodsire. Yes, pretty much some of my favorite Pokemon in here, except for Clodsire. I'm not really a fan of how slow Clodsire is, but I can't deny how tanky it is, and as well with the poison coverage, it's definitely going to help this team out because, of course, with Annihilape and as well as Greninja being part dark, and as well Annihilape being a fighter, we definitely need a poison type and as well as a bulky poison type on this team, and that is what we have here today. But this is a team that I've basically been using for the most part throughout the Go Battle League anyway, sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, I just wanted to showcase it for you guys. It's been a while. I apologize. As I said, life is lifing. Yeah, let's get into the IVs and as well as the movesets of the Pokemon that we're going to be using here. Let's go. Alright, first off here we have our Greninja, basically using Water Shuriken as the quick move. We got the Hydro Cannon as well as Night Slash as our charge moves here. Pretty standard moveset for the most part. IV wise aren't the best, but I do have a Greninja that I'm building. Well, basically I just need a Elite Charge TM, and I'll probably be using this Greninja next season essentially, but as of right now we are using this Greninja here with those IVs. Those are the movesets. There we go. Both shiny, by the way, too, which is awesome. Next we have our Annihilape, which is our rank 59 Annihilape. Love this Shadow Annihilape so much. It's so strong with counter, Rage Fist, and as well we have Ice Punch for flying and as well as dragon coverage, essentially, and ground coverage actually, so it covers all three top meta, well, except for dragon, but dragons, you know, you're going to see dragon here and there. But anyway, that is basically the movesets we're going to be using here. Obviously IVs are pretty good with that one as well, which is very nice. And then last but not least we have our Clodsire. I'm not sure what the PvP IVs were for the Clodsire. Okay, decent on the Clodsire in terms of PvP IVs, but we got Poison Sting, Earthquake, and as well as Sludge Bomb on the Clodsire there. Pretty standard moveset for the most part. Instead of using Stone Edge, we're using Sludge Bomb because we are going to need the poison damage, especially if we come across a fairy, which is was very prevalent during the Go Battle weekend. So, well, week anyway. But anyway, those are the movesets. Those are IVs, those are the Pokemon. Let's get into the battles. Let's go. All right, starting off here into the first match. By the way, spoiler alert, I did not hit expert. I did not hit expert. I'm probably not, yeah, definitely not going to be hitting expert this season. I'm pretty sure the Go Battle season actually ends today. So it is what it is. But anyway, we got Greninja versus the Marowak here. Now, of course, Marowak is going to do a whole bunch of damage with its quick move. The Mud Slap does so much freaking damage. Oh my goodness. I feel like it needs to be like debuffed or something like that. Not debuffed, you know what I'm saying. It needs to be nerfed, okay? Because it's ridiculous, especially Shadow Marowak with this thing. Like, it should not be able to like basically put on pressure on a Greninja like that, but it is what it is. They end up switching into a Cradily. We have our Clodsire here. Clodsire is definitely going to be able to take a Grass Knot, no problem, as it is a part poison. It is part poison, so it is going to be able to take the Grass Knot, which is nice. We are going to be able to get to the Earthquake. Earthquake going to do a decent amount of damage, especially since it is part rock type, which is going to be very nice here. Earthquake coming through, doing a decent amount of damage, getting it to yellow, which is very nice. We're going to be able to tank another one. Definitely want to keep our shields for the not so bulky Annihilape and as well as the Greninja in the back here. Yeah, definitely going to keep our shields together. We do get to a Sludge Bomb. I'm thinking, Yeah, we're going to throw an Earthquake. I was thinking actually to potentially use a Sludge Bomb, but I'm not sure if it would actually KO or not, as it is part Rock type. But I probably, thinking about it, probably should have just used Sludge Bombs. Then I would have had a little bit more energy. But it is what it is. We end up switching into our Greninja as they switch back into their Marowak here. Bone Club coming through. We're going to have to shield that. And they switch into a Drapion. Okay, they're probably thinking we're going to throw a Night Slash, but we are going to throw a Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon should do a decent amount of damage to the Drapion there, which is very nice. And we are going to be able to get to a Night Slash. The bonus of using Greninja is the fact that it's so freaking fast getting to its charge moves. Love to see it. Night Slash coming through, taking out the Drapion. And we still have the Marowak here. And last, we do still have the freaking we have the Annihilape and we have the Clodsire here. So at this point, we're going to use the Annihilape. We have no more shields and they have one more shield left. So basically, we're going to have to catch on the Clodsire at some point, potentially, because I believe this Marowak has so much freaking energy at this point. So let's see if we catch it. No, we don't. We don't catch on time. And but we still end up countering down the Marowak. That was like operation error on my part. Of course, that could have definitely went totally left if I had a little bit more health on the Clodsire, because they would have just basically farmed it the rest of the way down, got to some energy, and took out our Annihilape. But fortunately, they were not there to their Bone Club, and we were able to farm it down with the counter, even though they still had one more shield left. Let's go. Anyway, going into the next match. Alright, so what do we do with the Jumpluff? Jumpluff is definitely a toughie there. We're going to have to switch into the Annihilape. And essentially, we're going to have to take an Aerial Ace. Basically, we're sacrificing the Annihilape at this point. We're going to take the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace should be coming through, and I believe we should be able to take it, no problem. Aerial Ace coming through, yep, we're able to take it, and we are going to be able to get to that Ice Punch. Now, this is the point of actually having Ice Punch onto the Annihilape here. We're either going to get a shield or take out a good amount of health onto the Jumpluff, and we do get the shield, which is very nice. Now, the Jumpluff is going to be able to farm us the rest of the way down, which is very unfortunate, but we are going to be able to align JB over here, touching my computer. Come on now, JB, come on. Help a brother out. Come on now. But anyway, they have a lot of energy, but we are going to be able to align with the Clodsire. Clodsire is going to be able to take the Acrobatics. They switch into a Lapras, and we have the Greninja here, which Psy Waves are not going to do any damage to the Greninja, as it is part Dark, which is very nice. I'm thinking this is going to be a Sparkling Aura here. Aurea, can I say that properly? Aurea here, so we are not going to shield that. That is no problem. We are going to be able to take that move, and we are going to be able to build up to double Night Slashes here. Double Night Slashes coming through, one Night Slash coming through. Let's see, and does a decent amount of damage. Of course, we're going to have to double up. Lapras is a bulky Pokemon for sure. Let's see if we actually get a attack boost here. That would be very nice, actually. Another Night Slash coming through here as we double up yet again to another Night Slash. Let's go. Night Slash number 2 coming through. Boom, and another Night Slash. Might as well finish it off here, unless they end up using a shield, which they might end up using a shield here. Let's see what they end up doing. Boom. Okay, there we go. We end up taking it out, and they still have the Jumpluff last here. We end up switching into the Clodsire. No point of using the shield just yet here. And let's see, yeah, another Acrobatics. We are very low at this point, so we do have to be cautious here. We are going to be able to get to the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb going to be coming through, doing it. Oh, never mind, getting the shield. But they have no more shields left. We do still have one more shield left, so that's very nice. And then they switch into the Drapion, thinking that we were going to catch, basically thinking that we were going to throw the Sludge onto the Jumpluff. And we end up getting it. Getting the Earthquake, which is very nice. And let's see. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we still have the shield left, which is very nice. And we're going to be able to take... Oh, never mind. They throw an Aerial Ace. Hopefully that bait... Okay, yeah, that bait did not go anywhere there. And we are going to be able to get to the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb going to KO Oh, almost KO the freaking Jumpluff, but we are going to be able to get to the Night Slash. I probably could have just Water Shuriken the rest of the way down, and we end up taking that game. Somebody's at the front door. Oh my goodness. Somebody at the front door. But anyway, we end up winning that game. Let's go. My bad. I was distracted by my cat here. Wanted to play with my computer. My goodness. But yeah, that was a close one for sure. Definitely a close one. But we were able to hold on to that shield there last minute and actually end up taking out that Jumpluff, which is very nice. Going into the next match. Let's go. Alright, we got Greninja versus the Wigglytuff. Okay, this is another bad lead here. We're going to have to switch right back into the Annihilape. As you can see, this is basically what we have to do anytime we have a bad lead, so we can at least align with the Clodsire or come back in with the Greninja. That is the goal. We are going to be able to get to the Night Slash. Rage Fist here. Rage Fist going to get a shield at least, and look at those counters go, bro. Look at the counter damage onto this Gastrodon here, which is very nice. I probably should have just let it go here, probably come into the Greninja, but yeah, I just basically ended up using a shield to try to just counter it down just a little bit more, but that's fine. Basically, he's just going to unload a Body Slam. He unloads a Body Slam, and of course, that's going to be non-effective against the Annihilape here. Makes sense though, because you know they already just used a Body Slam, so of course they're gonna use another Body Slam, and we win Switch Advantage. Let's go. We end up winning Switch Advantage, which is very nice here. So at this point we can bring in the Clodsire, and we are 1 for 1 in terms of shields, which is very nice too. So bringing in the Clodsire, now we are aligned where we need to be aligned with. Hopefully the Greninja has some play in the back here, and they bring in a Marowak. Now I'm just gonna throw the Earthquake here. I probably could have just save the energy and switch into the Greninja, but I know this Marowak is going to be a hassle even with the Greninja. But yeah, they ended up taking the damage, and I guess they just did not want to. They just since we basically were aligned with their Pokemon, it looks like they just did not want to take it, and they knew they were going to lose there, and we ended up winning. Let's go, GG's. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Alright, next game here. But as you can see, right, anytime we have a bad lead, whether that be Jumpluff or a Wigglytuff, we're going to switch right into the Annihilape. Annihilape has somewhat of play for a lot of things. Alright, so basically, well, a lot of advantages anyway. Basically with this team here, typically when I run into Cradily, I know the Greninja has some play with the Hydro Cannon, but at the same time, like, it just doesn't... It's going to get basically bullet seeded down. So basically we just switch right into the Annihilape. Going to do a whole bunch of damage with the counter onto the Cradily. They end up switching into the Talonflame, but that is fine. We use the Rage Fist onto the Talonflame, which basically takes majority of its health, on top of us almost countering down the rest of this Talonflame, which is insane, right? The fact that Annihilape can just like counter down a Talonflame is crazy. Sorry for the jet lag there. It pretty much caught us back up. But anyway, we're just going to let this go. Might as well, and just build up some energy onto our Greninja. Why not? Going back into the Greninja, I think their energy dry now, so I should be able to farm the rest of the way down, which is nice. We come out with energy. If they come back in with Cradily, we do have a Hydro Cannon ready, and they bring in a Jumpluff. Okay, so this is going to be very tricky for us. Basically, 2 grass Pokemon against our ground and as well as our water type. So we're definitely going to have to, it's definitely going to be tricky, alright? So basically, they bring back in the Cradily. It's basically going to be really up to the Clodsire here. Basically, we're going to have to work in our advantage. That's okay. So they throw a Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb not doing that much damage to us, of course, but it does debuff our attack. So definitely going to take a little bit more to actually take out this Cradily, unfortunately. Earthquake coming through, getting the shield, the last shield, which is very nice. Cradily going to build up probably to a Seed Bomb at this point, possibly, or they might actually Rock Tomb us again. Let's see what ends up happening. Okay, they do end up using Grass Knot. Grass Knot takes us into the yellow. That's fine. we are going to be able to get to another Earthquake. Might as well just use these Earthquakes. Earthquakes are going to do a lot more damage, especially with the debuff that we actually have now. Which is very unfortunate, but we are going to be able to get it to the red, which is very nice. We are going to have to save this Clodsire. We're definitely going to have to save this Clodsire. We need it for the Jumpluff in the back, so I'm going to have to use the shield here. And at this point, we're just going to build up to the Sludge Bomb and end up switching into the Cradily, into the yeah, we're gonna switch into the Greninja. Sorry, we're gonna switch into the Greninja, getting to the Night Slashes here. I'm going to try to spam the Night Slashes as much as possible so that this Sludge Bomb basically is going to be able to one-shot the Jumpluff. That's basically what we're going to have to try to do. This is going to be a miracle if I can actually pull this one off here. Aerial Ace coming through. Does not KO the Greninja, which is nice. Nice. They could have used the Acrobatics, essentially KOing the Greninja, but good thing that they didn't, because we are going to be able to get to another Night Slash. Definitely making it Sludge Bombable, which is very nice. Is that even a word? Sludge Bombable. I just made that up. Sludge Bombable. Insane. But anyway, they end up taking us out with this Aerial Ace, which is fine. We do have the Sludge Bomb ready to go, and basically we just have the Cradily in the back. Hopefully we're going to be able to take this Cradily out before they end up taking us out here. Let's see what ends up happening, and looks like they do get to their charge move, unfortunately, before we get to ours. And if it's a Grass Knot, which it is, it ends up taking us out. Man. But anyways, yeah, that was a very close game. Potentially could have played some things a little differently there, but yeah, we ended up losing that one, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Let's go. Also, too, I just want random thought, right? I like the amount of freezes and lag and everything that I've been having in this game is so freaking frustrating. Oh my god. Like, let me know down in the comments if you notice more lag than usual. It's crazy. But anyway, we got Greninja versus Typhlosion here. Of course, good lead, but at the same time, not the best lead, because of course the Typhlosion is a shadow Pokemon right now, or it's a shadow. So essentially the Incinerates are doing a good amount of damage, and 2 Incinerates gets him to a Thunder Punch, which is not going to be bueno for the Greninja here. So we're just going to basically switch into our, yeah, we're going to switch into the Annihilape. I thought he was going to throw Thunder Punch right away, but it looks like he's just going to build up energy, which is fine. They end up switching into a Carbink. Okay, so essentially we're just going to ramp up with the Rage Fist. It is part rock, and I know it is part fairy too, so it's basically taking neutral damage to the counters. But once I ramp up, I want to say twice, I should be doing a decent amount of damage to this Carbink. Let's see what ends up happening here. Rage Fist 2 comes through, and look at that, doing a decent amount of damage to this Carbink now, which is very nice. I could shield here and potentially farm the rest of the way down, but what I'm thinking here, might as well just save the shields. I still have the Greninja in the back. The Greninja is going to be very useful for us in this matchup, especially against that Typhlosion. And let's just build up some energy. Let's see if we can farm the rest of the way down. And we do. Let's go. We do end up farming the rest of the way down, getting some energy. But that is all going to be wasted here based off of this freaking Azumarill. Oh my goodness. Azumarill is not the Pokemon we definitely not want to see here. Hydro Cannon coming through, doing a decent amount of damage, but not enough to take it out. Of course, I mean, obviously it's Hydro Cannon versus Azumarill, the bulkiest Pokemon probably in the game right now. But anyway, Ice Beam coming through, doing super effective damage onto the Clodsire. Definitely wanted to save the Greninja in the back for the Typhlosion, and they bring in the Typhlosion. We're gonna be able to freaking poison. Is it Poison Sting? Am I tripping? Anyway, we're able to poison it the rest of the way down, which is very nice. And we are gonna be able to get to a Sludge Bomb, getting the shield, but we have double Sludge Bomb. Let's go. And that should be getting the Azumarill should be getting hit by now. Let's go. Let's see. Boom, there we go. And yeah, they basically have no more shields. We still have one more shield left. So yeah, this should be I should be using this one. Do I use this one? And I don't use this one. I mean, I could have used the shield, but that's fine, because we have the Greninja back here. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be able to KO it with 2 Night Slashes, no problem. But yeah, there we go. For some reason, I wanted to just finish it out with Greninja. I have no clue. I could have just ended it with the Clodsire, but that's fine. We end up winning that game. Let's go. But anyway, that was a 4 out of 5 games that we ended up winning there with this team. This team worked out pretty amazingly for me. Now, I will say I wish I would have switched up the team a little bit later in the matchups because I feel like I started to see a lot of people countering this team that I was using here. There was a lot of Wigglytuff's double ground in the back, which, you know, it messed me up completely. But anyway, yeah, this team worked out amazing. Of course, you know, like when you're using this team, like a team for like majority of your battles, and I played a lot of Go Battle Week with this team, you start to learn the matchups a lot better, like a lot more. So, you know, that's the thing with using the team. But thing is, I did get kind of burnt out using the same teams over and over again. But anyway, while we're on that topic, I actually have a spice pick for you guys, something I promised you guys, a Pokemon I promised I would use, that I'm going to showcase on this channel. One of my favorite catches of literally, I want to say a month or two ago. One of my favorite catches on my Pokemon Go account. I cannot wait to showcase it for you guys. Don't want to spoil it here. But anyway, yeah, we're going to showcase that team in the next video, but stay tuned for that. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this showcase of this team, definitely let me know down below in the comments. Are you excited for the new season? I've been seeing a lot of, like, you got bug buffs, you got a lot of steel buffs out there. It's going to be pretty crazy going into the next season. I can't wait. But yeah, definitely let me know about the glitches and everything like that, because it's just been abundant. It's freeze after freeze after freeze. It's crazy. It's very annoying. I'm not gonna lie. It's very annoying, very frustrating, very yeah, very frustrating. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, sorry for the wait in terms of my showcasing on this on my team, especially for the Go Battle Week anyway. But as I said, special team coming up. Definitely going to get back to more fun teams here. Just fun spice pick teams. Like, that's really what I love about PvP. Just like using something that's just unconventional, that's not like top meta or anything like that. Those are like some of the best teams I showcase on this channel. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, as I said, leave a like, subscribe, help your boy out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, alright? Peace out.